on it needs, and B, is the situation.
Okay. We applied for a downtown improvement grant in October of last year and been working the grant since that point forward. We have completed, 7 projects were submitted to be considered, the Hale Springs Inn, the Depot, the Old Town Emporium, Andrew Post Building, St. Mark's Railing, Hollywood Hillbilly, and Of One Accord. At this time, we have completed the train depot, and the total grant project was $72,514. There was a 75%, the grant pays 75% of it. There's a 25% match by the city, which we came before you all and asked you all to approve that several months ago. So on the train depot, what happened when they were repairing the building, they ran into quite a bit of termite damage on one end of the building. So therefore, there was a run over of about $3,557. And I'm going to go on and explain the rest of it, and then we'll go back and talk about what we're going to do. On the Hale Springs Inn, there was a run over of $6,887.62, and then there was additional $500 to paint that door over the portico that we replaced. Main Street, the 2 doors on either side of the inn were not included in that, and the Rogersville Main Street went ahead and paid the $552 to have those fixed and painted, because we went over there and looked at it, and it looked pretty bad with those 2 doors sitting there. So anyway, we went ahead and covered the cost on that. So on the depot side, like I said, it was a lot of termite damage, so that was the $3,557. On the inn, the run over is $6,887.62, plus an additional $500 to paint that door over the portico, which was not included in the original grant. So with that being said, we have about, let me see here, we had 700, the overage for the inn was $7,387. Of that, we had quite a few other items that were taken care of by the contractor while we had them there, because we all know trying to get a contractor back after something's done or trying to get additional work done. There hasn't been any work done on the inn for, what, 15 years?
10 at least.
10 years. And so there were several items that needed to be fixed. Out of those items, out of about 15 of those, 7 of them are not eligible for the grant because it's a facade grant and it has to be anything facing Main Street or anything on the side that's facing Main Street. So, and some of those there were some safety issues that they took care of, and one of them was the brick pavers in the courtyard had sunken down, so they fixed all those and cleaned those up. There was some railing in the courtyard also, so that one could not be covered. Let's see, there was some other caulking and painting in the courtyard. The remove of vegetation from the brick wall and install a concrete pad for that Hale Springs Inn sign that's on the back side. And then remove some rotted wall boards at the roof line on all 3 roofs. That was before they got the guttering done, and so there was some where the roof lines come together, they done there. And did some flashing, installed new composite board and caulked and painted that. So those 7 items could not be considered. And we roughly figured out that was about $2,000 of the $738.87. And with the 25% match, the reimbursement to the city would be about $4,040 of the $738.70 for the end. And you know, you're still getting the majority of it paid. Hopefully, when we get all this done, we're done with the end for another 10 or 15 years. We put new guttering on it for the same grant process, and so and on the match for the depot on the $3,057, it's going to be an $889.25 match. And so with that, all that considered, with the 2,000, it's gonna be 2,889.25 that you all are gonna have to pay. Now, this is a reimbursement grant, so you'll pay the money out and then we'll reimburse. And we're in the process of, the total expenditure on the inn was, we had 70, I think it was 74, almost $75,000. That reimbursement's gonna be coming in within the next 2 weeks. We've already applied for that reimbursement. And on the depot, it was 72,000, and that reimbursement is on its way back in too. So it's a great deal. You're getting a lot of work done for, and getting reimbursed for the majority of the work, so.
Does that take care of the water that was damaged up there that you had?
The only thing it did not cover, this facade grant can only cover outside facade. Now, there's probably still some work that's gonna have to be done right inside the portico door where there was water damage. What they did at the end, they pointed all the brick, fixed all the lintels, fixed several of the windows, repaired several of the window panes. We had some window panes that were actually coming out. Repaired the front door, and that put the new porch on and fixed it. Re-elevated the porch so that it's not running into the inn, it's running out now instead of in.
All the window sills.
All the window sills have been replaced, all of it was painted, all the lintels were painted. The only thing that did not get repaired, and it's because the material is not available at this time, was the squares around the bottom of the posts. And as soon as those come in, we'll get those repaired and get that painted. Just getting the bricks pointed and keeping the water. Before the guttering was installed 3 years ago, we had a lot of water damage to the bricks, and so the cracks, the water's getting in behind it and doing damage to the inside. So hopefully with all that we have done, that's gonna take care of the inside and the outside. On the back where we fixed the roofs, that's that up on the 3rd floor, there's a section right there that's gonna have to be repaired inside where the water went in behind the wall. But outside, and I think they've got some money squirreled away to take care of that. So, and I think maybe the contractor has agreed to come back and take care of that. So if we get all those things done, I think the inn's gonna be in good shape again. And a lot of stuff
really
was,
good.
I'm sorry.
It looks really good.
It looks wonderful. It's, I mean, to go by and drive by and look at it is just amazing. And if you haven't been by and seen the depot also is, looks fantastic. I mean, so, you know, to get, all this done for the amount of money that we've got invested in it, I think, you know, we're are gonna be in good shape. The depot has new guttering, new roof, all outside's been redone. The floor joists have been repaired. They've repaired some floor joists at the end and got those fixed. There's still some small things that are gonna that need to be done. They're doing some work on the gazebo at this time, redoing it. The railing at the back had to be repaired, so, you know, it's just wear and tear after so many years. So anyway, that's the, kind of the gist of what what's gonna, need to be, approved to do that. And, we kind of kept a close eye on everything that was being done, and hopefully, the guy that's done the repair work did the repair work on the, St. Mark's Church and for the YMCA, the new YMCA, so he does good work and stands behind his work. Just FYI, we did the Hale Springs Inn's done with the exception of the few small things I mentioned. The depot is completely done, ready to go. The Old Town Emporium, if you go by it, it's got a new awning, and the Poe building, he says it's going to be ready by Heritage Day, so we're hanging in there with him, hoping it will be. Which are all in St. Mark's is going to get new wrought iron railing just as soon as he can get the material and get that on. Hollywood Hillbilly, if y'all haven't noticed, they've got some vegetation growing up on the top of their window of theirs, so they're going to go ahead and do some pointing there and get that fixed. And then of one accord are going to be painting both of their buildings. And all this was through this grant. So we had some contingency money, and that's why we could come back and pay for the additional work. They gave us, didn't give us, but we saved back some because of the high cost of material. So we will cover everything that we can within the grant. And what we can't, then It's left up to you all to decide if y'all want to do that. If not, then I guess we're gonna back up and punt.
All right,
So
anybody have any
anybody got
questions? What's the wishes of the board?
What's the total amount? 2,800, wasn't it?
Around 2,800.
Is it additional after?
Yeah, I make a motion, we approve the additional work. Expense for that.
I'll second.
Moved and second. Any other discussion? It's not the budget,
That's well, we have so much. I'll go ahead and roll call with this bill. Eloise?
Aye.
Todd?
Aye.
Sonda? Brian?
Aye.
Rob?
Aye.